Cool. All right, Jana, hi. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the Courtesy Flush.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
Thank you for having me.
How's your day?
It's been pretty good. I went shopping, and then I came here.
Yeah, I saw in your Instagram story, like, you were getting heels or something?
Yeah, for my heels class that I'm taking after this.
You're taking a heels class?
Mm-hmm, dance class.
Oh, that's a dance class.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do dance as well.
Okay, that's cool. You do a lot of stuff.
I do a lot of stuff. Life is short. You got to do it all.
That's true. So, can I say one of the big things you do is acting?
Acting and modeling. Those are my two main focuses, but dance and like music, that's come later.
Okay.
Those are passions I discovered like later.
How long have you been acting for?
Well, I knew since I was like 4 that that's what I wanted to do because that's what my mom has always done. And then when we moved here when I was 10, I knew like my whole life like I want to act, but like because of finances and stuff, it never happened. And so in high school, they offered theater classes, and so I started taking theater in high school. And then as soon as I got out of high school, I started doing background acting with central casting because that's what my mom was doing, and I was kind of following in her footsteps. And then I got with my agent when I was like 19.
Holy shit.
So like 7 years ago. And so I've been acting like professionally, I guess, for like 7 years.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. You know, I started out as background acting as well.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, because it was like super easy. Like you don't really have to go through much of like an audition process or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're just like, all right, you're good. You're 18, whatever. Right. We'll put you in. Yeah. And it was like for my first time, it was an interesting experience. Mm-hmm. Like they had like catering and they paid you like
crafty.
Yeah, craft services, and then like they pay you like $100, and you have fun at the same time
and free food.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, dude, this is sick. Like, and everything's nearby LA, so I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Right. And then I hit up you. I hit up Jana Eve on Instagram late at fucking night. I was like, yo.
I was a little tipsy.
Yeah. I was like, dude, do you know any good websites or like apps that you've signed up on? And you actually gave some good advice despite being tipsy and like fucking 11 or 12 a.m. or something.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like close to 11.
Yeah, 11 p.m. Yeah. And your phone fucking died?
Oh, yeah, my phone died, yeah.
So I saw you were like walking up to your house or something, and then just midway just fucking died.
There's like this, outside of my house, there's a little place you can sit down. Well, it's not meant to be sat. It's not like an actual seating bench, but you can sit on it, so I was just chilling out there.
Okay.
Yeah, getting some fresh air.
That's awesome. When did you move out to LA?
When I was 10, so in like 2005.
2005?
And it's so funny because in 3rd grade, when I was in Illinois, I remember I was telling all the kids, like, I'm moving to California, and they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, I am. And then my mom, because my dad, we were still in Illinois with my dad, and my mom and her twin sister had already moved here and got settled or whatever. And so my mom's like, you'll start 4th grade in California. I'm like, cool. So then after the end of my 3rd grade year, my mom's like, I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think you're going to have to go to school in Illinois one more year, and then you'll come out here in a year. And I'm like, Mom, I can't. Like, I told everybody that I'm moving. So then 4th grade comes around, and they're like, oh, we told you weren't moving to LA. Ha, ha, ha. And then at the end of that year, my teacher was like, I told everyone again, like, I'm moving to California for real this time. I'm moving to Hollywood. Like, I'm going to be a star. Yeah. And my teacher's like, oh, you said that last year. You're not, she was like so negative, and everyone was like,
The boy who cried wolf.
Yeah. They're like, you're not going there. I'm like, watch. You guys aren't going to see me in 5th grade. And sure enough, I was finally gone. And I was like, thank God. Because, So, I moved here. I started 5th grade here. And 2005.
You hated Chicago that much?
No, Chicago's amazing. It's awesome. But like, I don't know. Times were so different in 2005. And like, when you have a dream, this is where you come to Hollywood. Yeah. If you want to be an entertainer, this is the place to go, or New York. And I just don't like the cold. That's the only thing about Chicago. The food's amazing. The people are amazing. But that cold weather, it's like, it's cold here. It's like icy and freezing there. Yeah. It's not for me. Yeah. But Chicago's great. I love Chicago. I love my Chicagoans. Chi-town all day.
That's awesome. I've never been to Chicago, but I've heard a lot of good things.
Despite like all the other bad things I'm sure you've heard.
I don't remember any of that. My bad. Okay. But yeah, like Chicago, like my cousins have been married there. They all moved out there, and
really?
I gotta visit someday. I've heard so much hype.
You gotta get some pizza out there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So you've been acting since you were 19, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 19.
Like professionally, but I've been doing it, I'd say, since I was 14, but like being with an
classes?
agent, yeah.
Okay.
But having an agent and going on auditions has been since I was 19.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. This is like a weird question because like so you filmed Pom Pom Murders in 2020, right?
Yes.
The year 2020.
Yeah.
So that was during the pandemic, right?
Pom Pom Murders was filmed right before the pandemic.
Before.
So yeah, so it was the end of March, and that's when like, you know, COVID was getting really bad. They were talking about going into quarantine, and then the last day, like the last weekend we were filming, that's when they put the quarantine restrictions up. So we literally finished the day, like either the day of or before going into quarantine. So that movie was finished right at the start of quarantine, and then the second one I did, what was it called?
It was like another cheerleader thing, right?
Oh, Cheer Camp Killer.
Camp Killer.
Yeah, that one was done during quarantine, so in August or the end of July, beginning of August.
Okay.
When like the restrictions were kind of lifting up, but you know before that movie, we all had to get tested.
Okay, so that sounds fucking expensive for the studio, right? Like
I'm sure it was, but I didn't have to pay for it, so I don't care. It's not my problem.
I was gonna ask you. So both those movies, like, they're pretty similar, right? Like,
yeah, because Lifetime was doing this thing called Fear the Cheer, where the whole month of I think it was October for like Halloween and stuff, and the beginning of November they showed all new cheerleading movies.
Okay.
And so so basically the first movie my agent got me, and then the second movie the choreographer who was also in the movie Pom Pom Murders, she recommended me to someone, the choreographer in Cheer Camp Killer, and that's how I got that job, just by knowing somebody from the other movie.
Yeah, because like connections in that industry.
Exactly.
That's low key how I got my first few ones, because like I'm a stand-up comedian and legit like everyone is kind of like they bleed into everything. So some guy's a stand-up, but he's also in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So like one of my friends, he just recommended that like you should go to this thing, like shoot a commercial, be a background for like a TV show and stuff. And it's cool. Like I like how everything just flows.
I agree.
But now I'm at that point where like I have to like get fucking serious. Like I have to like get an agent, like you said.
But you're young, so you have so much time.
Yeah.
If you were 26, my age, trying to start, I mean, nothing's impossible, but you got to take life by the balls while you're young.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So like because a lot of actors, they start out when they're like fucking children.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I wanted to, but it's like for me, my financial situation growing up, it just wasn't possible.
But like, isn't that also like a bad thing, like Macaulay Culkin type shit?
I mean, if you look at a lot of these people, I'm not trying to throw shade, but like Amanda Bynes went off her rocker. Lindsay Lohan, who?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh yeah, but he was crazy before he started acting. I think
he was acting when he was like a kid though.
Really?
Like a baby.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because Robert Downey Sr., he's an actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So when he's been acting since he was like a 3-year-old kid. He's been in like, some stuff.
I think I knew that I knew he was acting as a teenager, but yeah, he got into drugs really bad.
Yeah, that's why. Like, that's what fucking happens. Because like, I guess he grew up rich, and I don't even know how that downfall happens. I'm kind of.
I mean, I know so many kids. Like, the school that I went to my senior year was called Redondo Union High, and it was in Redondo Beach, which is like a ritzy kind of neighborhood. And so you see these kids that come from money and like literally have everything at their fingertips, and then they're gangbangers doing Xanax, robbing houses, and it's like, you guys are rich. Why are you stealing from people? I don't know. I don't know how people. I mean, that's why I guess you just shouldn't judge, because money doesn't buy happiness.
That's true. I'm surprised that it didn't happen to the Stranger Things kids, because they were like so fucking young.
Oh yeah, but you know what they say, like Millie Bobby Brown, literally, she like, you would never think she's like 15. She looks like she's like 25.
Yeah, tell that
she
to Drake.
Acts grown. Oh, what? Why? What'd you say?
Drake, he started texting her when he was 16.
Wait, Drake?
Yeah. Aubrey Graham.
Started texting Millie? She's 16?
Yeah, or when she was 16 or something.
Are you sure? She's young. The girl. Are you sure she's 16?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like my age right now.
I don't think she's 18 yet.
That's why people were like, that's the bad thing.
Oh, he was texting her?
Yeah, and then people like were like, yo, what is he doing? Is he grooming her?
I mean, but that's how I feel with people that, like, grown men who are like 40 who date like 20-year-olds, and like even Scott Disick, like, you're dating someone that's barely legal. So are you into children? Like, are you, and like, do you look at 16-year-old girls like, wow, this is nice, and like you only don't go there because it's illegal? Like, it makes me question, like, you know, why date someone 20 years younger than you that's still a teenager and a baby and doesn't really know anything, you know? That's weird to me.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's really fucking weird, but...
Yeah. Like, I'm 40 and my girlfriend's 19.
Yeah, like, you know, Jeffrey Epstein type shit. Like, what goes through people's fucking head? Like,
I have no idea.
When you're that rich, like, you could have, like, any model you ever want. My bad. Behind you, my friend is having a lot of fucking trouble with the curtains.
Oh, really? It looks good.
You're supposed to pull that way, and there's more here. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, like, you could have any, like, fucking model. Like, Jeff Epstein, you could have any fucking model you want.
No,
why are you going...
14. 12.
Yeah, what goes through people's heads?
I don't know. What goes through serial killers' heads? They get a thrill off of it. Just because your money doesn't mean you're... or just because you have money doesn't mean you're exempt from being a freak or a weirdo.
Yeah. Fucking,
so I think they're just sick. And I guess maybe when you have everything, you want things that you can't have. Like, I have everything I want in this life. I want that 16-year-old girl because I'm not supposed to have her. So it's exciting for them, maybe.
Yeah, because I can't understand why, like, fucking pedophiles exist.
I don't know.
You can have anything.
I guess because there's evil in the world.
Yeah, there's fucking evil in the world. You know, fucking what a shitty life.
I know, right?
So you were in Chicago since till you were in 4th, 5th grade, right?
Yeah, till I was 10. I moved here when I was 10.
Did you go back?
Oh, yeah, I used to go all the time.
Okay.
For, like, you know, every year during spring break, me and my family, we would take road trips there. So we would drive straight through, and we wouldn't stop. Like, it's a 32-hour drive, or sometimes 33, depending if you go north or south. And my mom and, like, her sister and my aunt's husband, they would all switch off driving. So when someone got tired, they would just switch. We never would stop.
LA to Chicago?
Yeah, and then we would drive back. We did that almost every year. And when we were kids, me, my sister, and my cousin, you know, we would rent minivans. So we would take turns, like, going in the very back, like, laying so we can lay down. But as we got bigger and stuff, our personalities grew, our attitudes grew. So I was like I remember the last time I went on a road trip there. I think I was in high school, and I told myself I'm never doing this again because as I got older, it was too much with too many different personalities. So now when I go, I fly.
Okay.
We fly. I think the last time I was there was 2016. It's been a while.
Okay, yeah. Like,
I need to go back. I love it.
I have to go there for my first time.
You do, when it's not cold.
When it's not cold?
No, it's...
I've never seen snow before.
Are you serious? You go to Big Bear.
Yeah. Well, we were planning
really?
On going there, yeah, but, you know, my mom's being crazy about it because the pandemic.
Oh, my mom's being crazy about oh my gosh, same. Yeah, same.
Like, I'm not even supposed to be here right now.
Really?
I'm doing overtime. You know,
oh, really?
Overtime. Yeah, I'm doing overtime right now, so that's why she's texting me. She's like, well, it doesn't seem like you're at work.
Dude, I understand totally. My parents are the same because I live with my parents, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where'd you go to school here?
I went to North High in Torrance, and then my senior year, I went to Redondo Union High in Redondo Beach.
Okay. Did you go to college?
I'm in community college right now.
Okay.
El Camino in Torrance. I mean, I'm not going for a degree. I literally have taken theater, dance, and music classes. That's it.
Because I'm in community college right now.
I would see for me, like, I don't know, like I've been doing my career now for so long that, like, my agent would tell me, like, you know, you have to get in acting classes, you have to do this, you have to do that. And, like, for me, I've always been tight. Like, money's hard to come by. Like, I'm not, like, a steady actress to where I'm working acting every week or, like, every month. So I still need a part-time job. And so going to community college, seeing that I could take class, I always had this thought in my mind, like, that you had to take general education before you could take anything that you wanted. So when I discovered that I could take classes that I wanted to take because there was no prereqs, I started doing that because it's free for me and I get financial aid.
Yeah, I was going to say, FAFSA is just free money. Yeah, so you're not losing anything.
No, and so I took 4 theater classes at community college. I took all the ones that I was able to take. And then so once I was done, I took an on-camera acting class in July of last year in the summer. It was Doug Warrett. It was pretty good. He reminded me of Woody Allen. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he was totally Woody Allen. Like, I'm like, has anyone ever told you that before? And he's like, no. But it was a good class. He was a great teacher. So I believe that you really have to keep your skills going to, you know, when you're a performer or an artist, you really have to stay, I guess, in a community of people that are doing the same thing. So, yeah, now at community college, I'm taking just dance classes and music classes because I also want to be like an audio engineer and produce my own music.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to do that. But
you can do anything in life.
Honestly,
that's what I'm doing. I never knew anything about music ever until I started taking music theory, piano, voice, and now this upcoming semester I'm taking songwriting.
Yeah, I think I saw on your Instagram like you were like auto-tuning yourself.
I was playing the piano.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how to do audio engineering, anything like that yet. I kind of wanted to start like with live instruments. And then once I get that down, I wanted to learn like we have like Pro Tool classes at my school, and I want to take like live music, like, you know, record the live instruments and then incorporate it to like beats and stuff. And like, I don't know, because I love live music. I feel like there's nothing like all the concerts I've been to, seeing a band perform. Like one time I saw Kali Uchis and she had a band and it was mesmerizing.
Yeah.
It's like nothing like it. Seeing people play instruments, that's really like, that's skill. That takes talent.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So one question I have, like, it's like, it's been burning and like Google's really not good for this. So like, let's say there's like a call list or whatever, and we're in the acting thing. Why do like, I forgot the exact word, but I think they call it guild or SAG or whatever.
Oh, SAG.
Why are people separated?
Okay, so if you're non-union, that means that you don't get paid as much. When you're SAG, that means you're a part of the union. You have to pay. When my mom first moved here, when she got SAG, it was like $1,500 to become part of the union, and you could do payments. But now it's like it might be even $3,800 now or $3,500, and you can pay payments, but you have to pay like $1,000 down. And so basically the reason for SAG is you get benefits, you get insurance, but also when you're SAG, let's say you do a union commercial, every time that commercial plays, you'll get residual checks. So every time that whatever your contract says, it'll state in the contract, like every time, you know, blah, 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 for this amount of time, you'll get this amount of money every time this commercial is played in these countries, whatever. Okay. But when you're non-union, for example, when I did my Expedia commercial, it was non-union. So they paid me for my for my time, which is like, I forget what's the fee called. I don't think, maybe it's the usage. No, I don't know. I can't think of the word right now, but they pay you for the job. And then basically, like, for example, for that contract, it was like I was signing off for them to use me in that commercial for 2 years. So when you're non-union, they pay you for the usage. It's called the buyout fee. Okay. So for example, like, they could be like, let's say you get a commercial for Target and it's non-union. They'll pay you your like daily rate or whatever, and then on top of that, if the contract says the commercial's gonna run for 5 years or 2 years, they'll have in contract like, okay, you'll get $5,000 buyout fee, meaning we have the rights to this video for 2 years, and this is what we're paying you for those rights. Okay. So it's like a one-time fee when you're non-union, whereas if you're union, you get paid way more, and it's way more expensive. And then so that's why a lot of agents, like my agent, you know, they recommend that we stay non-union as long as possible because there's more work. Okay. I'm at the point now, though, I've done so many SAG jobs that I'm going to have to join the union soon, because after you get 3, what they call vouchers, when you get 3 union vouchers, then you're SAG eligible to be a part of the union. So I'm SAG eligible, and I don't think, like, when you're SAG eligible, you can only work so many more non-union jobs before you're forced to have to join the union. Okay. Yeah. So, like, that's the Screen Actors Guild. That's what it stands for, right? So, like, that means, like, a lot of famous people are they're all SAG. They're all SAG. Yeah. They have to be, yeah.
Because, like, the SAG Awards, you know, Brad Pitt, John David Washington, you know, everyone, they all get that. So basically, you're saying, like, if you and I want to take this shit seriously, we have to be SAG eventually. Eventually, that's the goal. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's the goal. Awesome. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So, I was gonna ask, you don't seek out for your jobs or gigs anymore. No. Lovestone gives it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, how long have you been with Lovestone? For 7 years. 7 years. I was doing background acting on the show called Code Black, and it was my second day ever doing background. And there was this script supervisor. Her name was Hillary. I love you, Hillary. She's awesome. And she was like, you know, do you have an agent? I love your look, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I don't have an agent. And she's like, why not? How old are you? And I'm like, I'm 19. And she's like, you need an agent. And I'm like, you know, I've tried, but I can't find anyone. And she was telling me, you know, I know these girls, they just started an agency. They'd love you. Give me your information, blah, blah, blah. And it was moving so quickly, like how much she wanted to help me. And, you know, when people tell you, like, oh, give me your contact information, I'll contact you. Sometimes it's like a 50-50. Like, are you really going to contact me? Are you just getting my hopes up? Literally on set, she got my email, sent me everything, set up the appointment with Lovestone. And so I went to meet with them maybe a week later, and they liked me. And so
I've been with them ever since. And now they're huge compared to when they started. They were literally a boutique, brand new agency when I got with them. And now they're like, they're getting renowned. Most castings I go to, they all know Love Stone. They love the women. It's Jamie Love and Brittany Stone. They both came from different agencies, and then they made their own and made it Love Stone with their last name. So I think that's really cool. And I also like being represented by women.
Okay. Yeah,
it's like they understand. Like, I'm not judging men, but like, I know, a man can sympathize with a woman with something, but sometimes a man can't empathize because we're not the same. You know what I mean? And so having a woman that can just understand me when I'm saying, like, from a woman's perspective, it just makes things a lot easier.
I was going to ask, like, I feel like you did get lucky with Love Stone Agency, because I feel like a lot of agencies that are like owned by men and run by men, like they're kind of predatory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like I've seen that already, and I've only been here for like 2 weeks. Like they kind of treat them like shit, and like with the men, they're just like, all right, you know what, you're good, and then like the women just pose over here, take your top off. I'm like, whoa.
But also too with bigger agencies, like for example, there's like Daniel Hoff. That's like one of the biggest commercial agents in LA. And so when you're that big of an agency, you're representing probably 1,000 people.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, people do get typecast. Like, if you're black, you're going to go out for black roles, or unless it says, ambiguous or any ethnicity. If you're Caucasian, that's what they want. That's what you're going to go out on. So when you're with this huge agency and there's a bunch of black people, there's a bunch of white people, there's a bunch of every ethnicity, they have their main person of each group who they're going to use as when I have a Latino role, I'm going to go with this person. When I have an African American role, I'm going to go with this person. So eventually, if you go with an agency that's that big, you're going to get pushed to the bottom of the roster, and you might not go on as many auditions because there's someone else like you with the agency who's been there longer, who's worked their way up, who's going out on all those castings for those roles. Yeah. So it's kind of good to get with a smaller agency at first so they can really focus on you. And that's kind of how it's been with my career. And it's like, I genuinely think my agents, they help me out a lot too, because I've been with them since the beginning, and I think that kind of means something. Like I could have gone somewhere else. I could have, done anything, and I'm still with them. And so I think we have a really good relationship because of that, since I've been with them since the start.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, with agencies, like I feel like there's so many out there.
So many.
It's like I have like no idea where to begin.
I know. I didn't either. I got lucky. I mean, because when I first started trying to find an agent, I was looking for modeling agencies.
Okay.
Because at the time, I wanted to model more than I wanted to act. But then when I actually went and met with the women of Love Stone, they told me like, what are your dreams? What are your goals? And I told them, I want to model this, that, and the other. And they're like, oh, well, you're not that tall. And, you're also not super skinny. Like, you're skinny, but they want girls to look this way. And so my agents were telling me, like, why don't you go the acting route first? And if you want to be on the cover of Vogue, you'll land Vogue by being in starring in a movie.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, you see actresses that do that. Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Aniston, they've all been on magazine covers. And so I'm like, that's a good way to go. And I've always wanted to act too. They're both passions of mine. And so it just so happened that the acting route it's going the way that my agents predicted. I'm going further with my acting career, and modeling it hasn't really got pushed aside, but it's not really the main thing I do. Like I'll do shoots for fun and like to add to my portfolio. And I've booked print campaigns, but I mostly have done commercials.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for your agency, like what you said earlier about like what like ethnicity they put you as. So are you ambiguous?
Yes, but
that's kind of dope. I feel like.
Okay, but you know what?
Does that work in your favor?
No, and let me just say this. This is such a tricky and like sticky subject to talk about, because like a few years ago, my ethnicity, I'm half black, half white. But I also look like I can be Latina. Yeah. So back in the day, I could play a Latina role, and that's fine. But nowadays, it's cultural appropriation. Like, oh, why'd you hire her? She's not a real Latina. We want a real Latina.
Okay.
And we saw that even with the movie Selena, the one that Jennifer Lopez did in 97.
Don't they have a new one on Netflix?
Yes, but in 97, they got on production like, you guys hired a Puerto Rican. She's not Mexican. You guys need to be real to Selena. And then jumping forward now to the series, it's basically a whole Mexican cast. And so I think that's awesome, but for myself, it sucks because when I go out for roles for African American, when I show up to those castings or see the women that I'm competing against, they look that part. And me, it's kind of like, why is this Latina girl here with these black girls? And so I feel like, for example, I just had a casting the other day for a hair commercial. And so the role said African American brown to black girls. And so when I think of that in my mind, I think of girls like women like my mom, or I don't feel like when they're looking for someone when they say black or African American, my features don't represent that well. I don't think my hair, my skin color, it's just not when I see something that says black, I want to see like, oh, we know she's black, not someone like, oh, she's black. You know what I mean? So for me, it's hard because there are mixed women who you can tell that they're black, but for myself, I just don't think I look black. So sometimes when I get those roles, it's like frustrating because in my mind, I know I'm not going to book it. I'm like, I'm not what they're looking for.
Okay.
And I mean, people always say like, oh no, like, you know, ambiguous is you're ambiguous. Your look is good right now. And my agents even told us like, trust us. If we're submitting you for something, it's because we know what we're doing. And I do trust them and I believe them, but I do believe that it's kind of hard for me because I don't look my actual ethnicity, and people might get offended if I play an ethnicity that I'm not.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but my bad for laughing halfway.
No, it's totally fine. I laugh all the time.
It's because like on the first Poudii video you were in, you were like, oh, I'm half black, I'm half white, and then you just started saying the N-word.
Totally.
Were you high?
I was high and I was wasted. I was wasted. I'm not proud of that. I mean, I'm an open book. I'm so honest, and I feel like, you know, you got to be honest because people can learn from your mistakes, and like, I don't know, like if I can help anyone in any way, shape, or form, I'm really into God, and so it's like I don't really care what people think because it's like that's the one who's judging me. So if I make a mistake, I'll take it up with him. Who cares about people who probably aren't even trying to know God or anything like that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ashamed, but you know, I'm working on it.
Like a lot of comments on that video were thirsting over you.
Oh my gosh, I was shocked. I was not expecting that. I thought they were gonna be like, ew, she looks like I literally was not expecting people to like F with me that heavily. I wasn't expecting that at all. And Poudii knew. He's like, no, my fans are gonna F with you, they're gonna love you. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like I look like, and I didn't know what the video was like at first. And so
because you didn't know Poudii beforehand, right?
No,
I just saw him randomly.
Yeah, and like if you see in the video, I saw him early in the day when it was bright out, and then we ended up running into each other again at random later at night, like hours apart.
Okay.
And so then, you know, I was wasted, and like I don't know how I started talking to them. That night's a blur.
Yeah.
but yeah. So he ended up telling me like, you know, we should do videos together, blah blah blah, and then we did the couch surfing video.
The new one, right?
Well, he's had two other ones with me since then. We did the chip one, which is horrible, and then we did the race one.
The race, the newest one, okay.
But so originally he said he wasn't gonna put the one where he first met me out because he didn't want to make me look bad. But then like after like they edited it and stuff to make it look
not as bad.
You know, right? Because he said there was way worse clips of me being way worse than that. So I think, I mean, it was funny. I laughed. My mom saw it. She laughed. So yeah, I thought it was funny.
You know,
but people don't have. Me and him have similar humor. Some people like.
Poudii's humor, it's fucking amazing.
It's rare to meet people with that type of humor. Like, I know people on my Instagram think I'm literally insane. I know that. Like, for sure, they think I'm crazy. But I am a little crazy, but like, who cares? Huh?
Who isn't a little crazy?
Right? And I'm honest about my crazy. I don't try to hide it. Like, you get what you get with me. Everywhere I go, I'm the same person. I don't switch up. What you see on the internet is what you will get in person. I'm the same like, all across the board.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like that video was so fucking funny.
So funny. It was hilarious. Sometimes I go back and watch it when I need a good laugh. Like,
I was fucking dying.
That's my favorite one when he met us. Like that was the best one. And then my cousin comes up and she's all angry. Like
yeah, she was pissed and she's like, hey, yo, come back.
And she's like, I told her, she's like, I wasn't even that mad. I'm like, well, everyone else seems to think differently. Like you looked pissed. And then she starts like, they play the stripper music and she starts dancing.
Oh yeah, she was like twerking and shit.
So funny.
Yeah, dude,
that was gold.
The comments were pure thirst.
Gold. Oh my gosh, I know. I think I try to read a lot of them, but like sometimes, you know, more and more people comment and it gets like
too much.
Yeah, like tedious. I'm like, okay, I can't read all these.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see some that you don't like on the chip video, someone commented like a lot of people were saying that I look like Doja Cat, and I could see that.
Dude, okay.
I could see that.
That went through my head.
But someone was like, she looks like Doja Dog. And I'm just like, oh, damn, like, ouch. But I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, who cares what you think about me? Like, in these videos, I'm not trying to be something. I'm not trying to be pretty. I'm not trying to be sexy. I'm literally being myself. And if I look crazy or if I don't look, like, I genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
I don't try to be, like, this sex symbol. Like, that's not really my goal in life, to be a sex symbol or, like, hot or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if guys are drooling, you could drool, but I'm just going to be myself. I'm not going to try to make you, like... drool over me, you know what I'm saying? Like some women do, like, but those aren't my intentions.
Yeah, because dude, like I was watching the chip video like at like 2 a.m. and I was like so fucking tired, and I was like, dude, nothing can cheer me up today. And I saw the subscription from Poudii, and then, dude, like, I was laughing at you. Like, you were fucking hilarious.
Crazy that day.
Dude.
I was drunk that day too. I wasn't, and he's like, you guys can't keep getting drunk, and you guys got it. This is business, and I'm like, okay. But that was last minute, the chip one. Like, we knew it was coming soon, but we decided to do it before when we originally planned. So me and my cousin had been day drinking, and when he called me like, you guys want to do this video today? And we're like, oh hell yeah, let's do it. Like, we were pumped up because we were wasted. And so then we got there, we ate some edibles, we were so high.
Oh my god. And wouldn't that hit harder
on totally. And like when we got to his house, I think we got there around like maybe 1-ish, 2-ish. We didn't drink anymore, so we had like a bottle of like.
You were crossfaded?
Oh yeah, all the time. Well, not all the time, but I'm always, I love marijuana. I weed. I don't care what anyone thinks about it.
Yeah,
it's legal. It helps me like really in many ways. Yeah. So we had alcohol left over from the night before, and so in the morning there was some left, and we're like, I just started drinking it. When I woke up, she started drinking it, and then Poudii called us. We went to go shoot with him, and that was it. We didn't have any more alcohol, so we didn't drink anymore for the rest of the day. But like we had a bite of an edible like right before we got there, so we were high as hell, and that chip was so hot, it sobered us up. That pain was excruciating. Like, I'm not even lying. I would never recommend anyone eat that chip. It's not edible. It's not meant to be eaten.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It didn't look good.
I wasn't acting. I wasn't faking. That was my genuine reaction. And I at first when I was chewing, I'm like, oh, I got this. Like, I don't even eat spicy food. This is fine. And then out of nowhere, it's like,
it hits.
It's like, it just started. It was crazy. Like.
And then like some random white fat, like.
Oh, yeah. Those people. Yeah, and then like the guy was like filming us, and I'm just thinking like, what are you gonna do with that? Like he was with his girlfriend, and I'm just like, he's like, oh, I gotta film this, and it's like, oh, you guys want to go back and watch this together? Like, why do you need to film this? It was weird, but they were cool.
Okay,
yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, like Poudii always like attracts a lot of attention going on.
Yeah, he does. And security was pissed. They're like, okay, you guys can't film up here. But I think they saw how crazy we were mostly me. They were so entertained that they just let us do our thing.
Okay.
Like you see them standing there, like they were there to tell us like stop filming, but they were entertained, so they let it keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, like, I've been DMing
Poudii
for, like, a year and a half.
Really?
I've been asking him, hey, like, Poudii, be on my podcast, be on my podcast, be on my podcast. And, like, I know I'm never going to get through to him because, like, I'm pretty sure he sees it, but,
does it say seen?
No, because, like, he still has, I'm on the request. He has to accept it.
Oh, so you think, I mean, he has a lot of followers.
Yeah, I know.
I only have 1,500.
It's not even that. It's just that, like, his fault, like, okay, I don't want to say it that way. His followers are very active in a different way.
Yeah.
You get me? Mm-hmm. Like, he's like part of like the Extendo group on Instagram. So
what's
like
that?
It's like its own like niche of memes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
He has his own?
Yeah, I feel like they're part of like the same like LA like comedy niche group. Yeah, so they're kind of like that, and I know it's really different. But like you modeled for his merchandise, right? Poudii merchandise.
Yeah, and people were like, oh my gosh, that's the homeless girl. She's not homeless. Yeah, because that was the next video that we did. So that was nice though, so people can see me like not be so crazy, because like it's okay to be crazy and have fun, but like I'm also classy and sophisticated, and I don't want to make a fool of myself all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was fun, and I was sober that day. I might have been high, but I mean sober from alcohol. I'm literally always high. I didn't get high before this though, because I don't want to be too anxious and like freak myself out. So I'm sober right now.
You know, I was really fucking anxious before starting this, because like this is like a new office slash studio, and I just like figured that out yesterday, and I was like, holy shit, all the equipment's gonna be different.
I would have never guessed.
Really?
Yeah, it looks good.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Okay.
No, people have told me like you should do a podcast, because like I like having conversation. I'm a pretty social person.
When we had our voice chat, like I was like, dude, this girl is perfect.
And I was drunk, so I was like, I was like, oh fuck, I need to stop talking so much.
I literally asked you one question, and it went from like, so what are some good websites?
I knew there was no way I could voice what I wanted to say in writing. Like I was like, I'm gonna have to call him, because I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah. So and
I didn't feel like texting. I was like, let me just see what he's doing, because I do not feel like texting this out right now.
Yeah. Okay. I was just in bed. I had my retainers on.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes you'll see on my Instagram, I always have like, I go to sleep with my retainers. So sometimes I have videos with my retainer on.
Do you have metal ones or plastic ones?
The metal ones. I've had them since I was 17.
Okay, I have the plastic ones, and
really?
like when I was calling you, you're like, "So, what do you think about this?" I'm like, "Oh,
I couldn't even tell. You barely were talking. I was talking your ear off."
Yeah, that's why. Because like it was funny because it went from like, "Hey, what's a good like with like backstage actors access," all the way to God and this generation's fucked. And I was like, "Dude, this is a 15-minute call. How the fuck do we get here?"
I don't know. That happens with me a lot. One topic will turn into a million other ones.
You were spitting facts though.
I'll try.
Yeah, but one thing I'll disagree is like, nah, man. I think your cutoff of like shitty kids should be like 2002.
You know what? This girl just told me that when I went to the beach yesterday with my friend. We actually were taking dance classes together at El Camino.
Okay.
And so we went yesterday to look for shoes for the heel class because we're taking it together. And I told her the same thing, like kids after 2000 and they're screwed, and she's like, I think it's like 2002.
Yeah, okay.
She's like, it's 2002. I'm like,
because like all of us were, how old are we? You're 18? 19? Okay, so we're all 2002, 2001.
You guys are probably like a little off your rocker.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You guys are into some weird stuff. Like when I meet a lot of younger girls,
because the internet.
Totally, because the internet, and because of people that are in Hollywood, like the Cardi B's of the world, like. I'm sorry. I think it's... Never mind. I'm going to watch my words. I don't want to offend anyone. But I feel like... I don't know. Like, the people that are our role models are just...
Yeah, like, whoa, Vicky and shit.
Oh, my... I mean... it's crazy, too, because, like, we live in a generation, especially in L.A., it's literally become a career for women to... specifically strippers who sleep with rappers or rich men and have babies so they're, like, set for life. That's a whole career. Like, you look at... Oh, my gosh. Well, Sweetie wasn't a stripper. She worked at a strip club, but she was a server. She wasn't a stripper.
Okay.
But, like, Cardi B, Alexis Sky, Blac Chyna, Drea, the list goes on and on. There's all these different women, and it's like these young girls see that and, like, I want a fake ass. I want to be a stripper. And it's like... I don't know. I just feel like the picture of women in America, like when you think of American women, I don't think the image you get is a good one.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like those women. Like I want to show like people can still believe in God and still be open-minded to other beliefs and not put people down, and people can still work hard, like in a sense of going, I'm not saying stripping isn't a hard-working job, but you can still go to school and you know, not use your body and your looks for money. And I know I do modeling, but for me, modeling is like art. It's something I love. Fashion, I love makeup, so it's not like I do it because I'm trying to be like this beautiful girl. I do it because luckily I was born beautiful, and I happen to love fashion, makeup, and hair, and so it's like it just worked out in my favor. But yeah, see the thing with like attention like that, so like the Poudii thing, he gets like a lot of views,
and then I'm pretty sure like a lot of creepy guys probably just bombard you.
Surprisingly not really. And like literally I had maybe 1,000 followers, 1,050 followers before the first video dropped. After that video and like the other ones that followed, I've literally gotten 500 followers they're all Poudii's people. Like they're not, so I've gotten like 500 follows from his fans. So I got a whole new group of people that have come to my page now that are fans of him and are in a sense becoming fans of me, I guess, and my personality. And like the other day, this one person hit me up and said, follow back, love you. And it's like things like that. And it's like, I don't know. I really don't have a lot of friends to talk to. So, and I'm such an interactive person, so I don't mind. Yeah. And when people get creepy and stuff, I just let them know, like, you need to chill, you know? Yeah. Or when they start, because like lately, like, literally, it's funny because I have my primary messages and my general messages.
Yeah, same.
All of Poudii's fans, I've moved to general.
Okay.
So I can keep them all. You're not in general though. You're in the primary. But literally, they're all in the general. Sorry if they get offended if they watch this, but it's the truth because I'm trying to keep it separate so I know what's what.
You're on my primary.
Oh yeah, no, you're on my primary too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm her.
Oh, I know. I didn't mean. I meant to say
I honestly didn't even see the message. Like, it was like my bad, but like we were a mess. Like,
really?
10 minutes before, like, you see that our camera feed was cut off, and that recorder, that's new. We did not know how to use this. We were confused, but we figured it out.
Imagine if none of this recorded. But it says recording though, so we're good.
Yeah. I can't even see the television. So
really?
That's the thing. Like, since we can hear ourselves. Then I know it's working.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've never done this, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. We're not that tech savvy. We're not that.
Me either.
I'm kind of new to the podcast thing. We're good, right, Ellie? Yeah.
I just got a iPhone 12 Pro, And like I had an 8 before, and my 8 had no storage, so like my phone was so far behind in iOS's because I couldn't back it up. So getting this new phone after having an 8 and hadn't gotten the new iOS in so long, this phone was literally like a whole new world. I was like, I don't understand this technology. I don't know how to work this thing. It was like I was so far behind in technology because I had my 8 for so long without updating it.
Yeah, in Poudii's video, you're like, I'm really bad with technology. Can you?
Oh, that was before I had my 8, but even still, I'm not really technical.
Okay.
That's not something I'm interested in pursuing.
Yeah. But like, what do you call it? I just lost my train of thought. So, since you're an actor, right? Mm-hmm. Like, since you have an agency, you got all the stuff. Like, where do you see yourself like in 10 years?
Oh, in starring in movies, on magazine covers. I mean, it's hard to answer that question because literally I thought by the time I was 25 I'd be a superstar, and here I am 26 and I still live with my parents and I'm still struggling, you know what I mean? And so it's like, to put those, you'll get let down if you put those type of expectations out there. Like, to think that, you know, after a certain age, oh, I missed the cut. Like, I literally started learning music at like 24, 23, and like, they say you have to learn the piano as a kid. You have to start singing as a kid. I literally started learning skills as a young adult, and I'm proving to myself that it's never too late, you know? So in 10 years, ideally, I would like to be, you know, starring in movies, not just like a background dancer role or not just a background role in a movie or like a one-line role. I would love to star in a movie and like be on the cover of magazines. I even want to do runway. I don't care. I will walk a runway before I die. I don't care about what nobody says. It's going to happen. So those are my goals in 10 years. I don't know if I'm going to have kids. I don't know if I'm going to get married. Men suck. So we'll see.
Yeah.
No offense, guys.
No, it's okay. We're pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Some guys are like, they're fucking creepy. And I mean,
there's some in my DMs that are really being so sweet and stuff, and it's like, that's great and all, but I don't know. It's like, you can't just, I don't know. Like, and also, you never know when people are being real and honest, because like for all I know, you're like, people are putting on a show pretending like they're someone, then you get to know them and you're like, holy shit, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I've had so many guys where I'm like, oh, they're so sweet, and then down the road proved to be complete psychopaths, and you would have never known from the first interaction.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm like, oh, you're so charming, so sweet, maybe I can see myself marrying you. Then a few months later, I'm like, whoa, this person is literally insane and I gotta get out.
Yeah. I gotta say thank you for taking the leap of faith and
I mean
being here.
Normally I wouldn't do something like this.
I know.
Normally I would never just go hang out, meet with, because like the word fan to me is new because I've never had fans. Like, I have people that follow me on Instagram that probably are low-key fans, but they'll never admit it. They've known me since high school. They'll never give me props and credit to be like, I'm a fan of Jana.
Yeah, that's a bitch.
Oh yeah, but they'll watch. They never miss a story. They stay looking at my life. So clearly they're interested in me and they're fanning in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Otherwise, why do you watch my stories every single day, never missing a beat? But so seeing that he actually has fans, like, it's not just followers, they're his fans. So dealing with a group of fans, it can be, you know, tricky because, for example, Selena Quintanilla got killed by her fan club president. That was a fan who went crazy and literally she trusted her with her life and she killed her. So you do have to be cautious who you trust and who you hang out with. And in a normal circumstance or situation, I would not have ever gone to meet with a fan. But because, you know, you told me about your podcast, I'm good at conversation, and I also, like, because I'm still struggling in my career and I'm not where I want to be, I support people that are also in the same boat, and like, I want to help people with their dreams as much as I can, you know, because I'd want someone to do the same for me. If I, you know, show me, like, if I could have met someone who would have, you know, helped me in any, like, it would have been great. And that's just like the lady Hillary who helped me get with my agency, you know, she kind of paved the way for me, and I'll always give thanks to her. I never say anything bad about her, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be with Lovestone right now.
Okay.
So it's like, some people in life will say like, oh, I did this on my own. I made it on my own. Like, my dad's even taught me, like, no one in life has ever gotten where they've gotten on their own. Someone has helped you. People have helped you along the way.
That's true.
You know? And I could say like, oh, I'd be a star without Lovestone. Maybe. But they were there at a specific time. So maybe I wouldn't have gotten my start at 19. Maybe it wouldn't have been till I was 20, 25. You never know. So I'm grateful for every single person, because I believe that everyone that comes into your life is for a reason to get you to a certain point.
That's true. Yeah. Like, I completely believe in that, because in the entertainment industry, like, everything is run by like connections and like meeting one person that like what's that thing called? is it like 6 degrees of separation? Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is. No.
It's like the difference between you and like Angelina Jolie is only 6 people.
Oh, I totally can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like a Love Stone agency, Hillary knows this person, this person knows that person, and then Angelina Jolie, boom.
Literally, and it's like also it's like for me to be like, oh, he doesn't have a huge podcast, he's not super renowned, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not that type of person because I'm not renowned myself. So to have these expectations when I'm not even this huge star, why would I say no to someone who has a dream when I was that same person at one point, you know? Yeah. You never know. For me being on here, maybe you will get, I have some cool people that follow me. Maybe people will see it, they'll like it. Maybe your podcast will get more popping. But like, that's the goal. Like, I feel like people should help each other in this industry. And like, I don't ever compete because I feel like there's room for all of us. There's no reason for me to compete with the next person because even me and you're a male, I'm a female. We're completely different categories of people, like race, everything. We're going to go on different roles. So why would I try to prevent you from getting your bag when it's not going to stop me from getting mine, you know?
Yeah.
I just really want to help people. Like, that's my biggest goal in life. Like with all of the success that comes my way, I want to help like people and animals and stuff, homeless people.
Yeah.
I'd love to buy a random homeless person a house, you know, save all the kitties on the street and the dogs. Like those are my dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when I asked you, I honestly thought you were going to be like, no.
I'm probably too open and too friendly. I need to probably chill, but I was like, you know what? Never done a podcast. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't have anything I'm doing all day long. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get up and go to the mall, get ready for this podcast. And so, yeah, it was a busy day. And I like being busy because when I'm not, as you saw on that one Instagram story, I get restless.
Yeah.
I get restless because no one wants to hang out. And I'm just like, I know I'm fun and funny and awesome. So why don't you guys want to hang out? And like when I post that stuff on my page, like, oh, who wants to kick it? I'm not just going to go kick it with some creepy old man that I don't know. Like, a lot of the times, it's like, I have people from high school and people that I've met at castings and stuff. So, like, when I'm putting something out there, like, who wants to kick it right now, it's not for, like, complete strangers. It's mostly for people that I see constantly watching my stuff. Like, like you guys are always watching my stuff. Do you want to hang out with me? And so, I get really restless and disappointed when I'm not busy because it's like my mind starts going crazy because I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love staying busy and just doing things that are, I guess, beneficial to my career and like going in the direction of where I want to go in life, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I get restless too because like in the year 2020, like I was because I couldn't do anything at all. I couldn't do any podcasts. I couldn't do stand up at all. All the clubs are closed. I couldn't do any acting and I couldn't find any work. So I was like, I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I was just
a lot of people were though.
Yeah, a lot of people
were suicidal and like a lot of people killed themselves last year.
Yeah, a lot. I know some people that died, not because of suicide, but like
I know a couple too. Yeah,
but like it's fucking insane. Like I was just like I could be somewhere right now and I'm not there, and I could be doing shit right now that would like progress my career in this way or that way, because like I had a lot of shit going on, actually. Like
me too. 2020 was.
Yeah, thinking about it, I have a lot on my plate.
So much happened that year.
I have to go to school. Yeah. I have to go to work. I have to.
You have to go to school?
Yeah.
Your parents say you have
to?
Yeah,
no, yeah.
Really? My parents never forced it.
I have to.
Damn.
I'm brown. Like, we're all Desi kids.
Yeah.
We're all from, like, India and Pakistan and Bangladesh. So.
And your parents are like, education.
Yeah, education.
Mine are like, if you want to go, we're not going to knock you if you don't.
I don't know.
They're like, we didn't go.
So, like, we have to get, like, education and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to do that regardless.
What are you going for?
I'm going for computer science because
that's a great one to go for.
Because it just comes naturally to me.
And I mean, it's what you got to, people who go to school, they have to go to school for jobs that are popping in the moment. Like, if there's a job that's outdated, like, I feel like you have to evolve with the times. Like, computers are huge right now. Engineering is huge right now. So that's like, when you're coming out of high school, going to college, that's probably like the direction to go in, you know, towards things that are common in the world that we live in today.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really good one to go to school for.
Yeah. So because of that, like all the things I listed, I couldn't do any of them. So I was just at home, and I was just like, dude, like I'm not going anywhere. Like, because like when you have like that sense of progression, that you're like you're going towards a goal, you're doing something
happening.
Yeah, you see it happening. Yeah. But when you're just at home, just chilling, it's just like, dude, it's just like. It's not for people like us, you know?
Oh, totally. I see that. And, like, for me, though, unfortunately, the pandemic didn't really stop me from doing my career. I would get castings because they turned to self-tapes, which I was used to doing because I would get the occasional self-tape before we went into quarantine. But then when we went into quarantine, it was only self-tapes. And then I did one in-person casting when, like, the restrictions started lifting up. But I was still getting my castings, even though it wasn't as much. I would still kind of be working in a sense because we could film at home our castings instead of going to the studio, the casting agency or whatever. You just make it at home and submit it.
Okay.
And then if you get a job, they test everyone before, and so it didn't really stop for me, but it was definitely like, whereas before quarantine I was maybe getting like, you know, anywhere from like 3 to 4 castings a week, it turned into like 1 every few weeks, maybe 1 or 2 a month. Like it got way less than what I was used to.
Okay.
So I did get a little like bored because a lot of my days would be dedicated to getting dressed and ready for my castings and then going from Torrance all the way to Hollywood, West Hollywood, or downtown LA, Burbank, you know, Glendale. They're all over.
Yeah.
So
I'm bad with direction. How far is that?
Torrance?
Yeah.
South? Well, it's south. So you know where Redondo Beach is?
Yeah.
It's by there. It took me like 48 minutes to get here.
Holy shit.
With no traffic, it could take maybe like 25.
Okay.
That's crazy though, how much traffic adds to the time to get here.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like maybe 14 miles away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like I've never had that problem because I live in K-Town.
Okay.
And, like, literally everything is nearby. Downtown's nearby. Hollywood's nearby. Burbank, Glendale, all that stuff's nearby. But I can see for, like going to Torrance and, like, doing that
It
commute.
was hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
I would have to sometimes take the bus because, like, so I don't want to rely on my parents. Yeah, like, I have, you know, and I've had people even tell me, like, what? You take the bus? You can't take the bus. And I'm like, well, are you going to take me? Like, I have dreams and they're not going to happen or come to life if I'm sitting on my couch just hoping.
Yeah.
So I would sometimes have to take the bus, the subway, spend money on Uber I didn't have. And so it was tough. It was really tough. And for me, actually, I'm pretty fortunate to be able to do self-tapes at home because it saves me such a long commute. But the goal is obviously to move closer to this area one day. I'm just not there yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I love Torrance. Torrance is great.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. It's less. There's less to do there. I mean, unless you go to the beach. But I don't even have anyone to go to the beach with. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Random Poudii fans, you know, don't hit her up that way.
Yeah, don't please. I'm not gonna respond. Actually, I'll respond, but you're gonna get
because like
shut down.
I feel like what's like the demographic that usually hits
19, 18. I'm not even kidding. Everyone's 19. All of them. And he was telling me his demographic, and I'm like, from what I'm seeing, you got 19-year-olds, because that is all that's in my DMs.
Yeah.
I get the occasional 24.
24.
But they're 19, 18. One guy was, if he sees this, he's probably going to watch. He's 16, and he was pretending to be 18. And he's like, you know, I just got to become clean about this. Like, I'm really 16, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, oh, hell no. It doesn't even matter. First of all, you're a minor. It'd be illegal for me to even date you. 1, 2, 16, 18, whatever. 18 is still too young. Like, I don't care that it didn't matter if you, even if you were 18, like, you're too young for me, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with dating younger, but like, I'm still young myself. So teenagers in 2021, that's too young. Like, if I was 30 and my boyfriend was like 26, it's like, okay. But a 20-year-old, 19, 18, that is not, no, I am past that. No way, Jose.
Yeah, you know, like, I'm surprised.
That is too young, yeah.
I'm surprised because, like, I really thought people hitting you up would be like in their 20s or 30s.
No, and like even like, you know, you see Black China dating like 19-year-olds. I don't know how they do that because I couldn't do it. Like, just our mindsets, mentality, like, I'm so past that, you know, and guys grow up and mature more slowly than women. And so there's no way in hell I don't care how tall, how dreamy, it's not happening if you're under like 25. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think
and you get to a point too, like, for me, I was in a really long relationship, like, for 7 years, and so
holy
yeah,
shit.
it gets from 18 to like 25 basically, and it gets to the point where when you have something now, it's like now you really have expectations. Like, I'm not gonna ever date someone that's this or the other, you know what I mean? Because I've been there, done that, I've already dealt with those things. So now it's like when you've been in such a long relationship and you're moving on towards the future, there's things that you just won't accept. I'd prefer to date someone that's 10 years older than me than 5 years younger than me.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And someone that's like going places with their life, like not saying my ex wasn't, he's doing great, but I need you to be ambitious. You got to have some things going for you. You got to prove that you're on your way to like doing something to, you know, that would be good for our future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
So yeah, 19, 18, unless you got your own house, and like even still, it's not happening.
Yeah,
so,
in LA,
yeah,
that's fucking impossible.
No.
Holy shit, dude. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm honestly like, I'm surprised this is even happening.
Dude,
right now.
no, and one of these guys is like, he's like, I told him, like, you know, it's not going on. Like, I'm never going to get with you. Like, you're too young. He's like, I would never date someone that's 6 years older than me. LOL. It's like, that doesn't hurt my feelings. Like, I'm still young as hell. Like, I don't care. Like, but then he hits me up every day. Good morning. Good morning. Why are you? Okay, look, no, if you want to, no, like, why are you? Good morning. Like, I don't even, you're not my, that's like stuff you do in a relationship. And it's like, it's funny the things that these guys are doing. It's like, why can't I get that from the guys that I'm interested in?
Yeah.
It's like all these guys are like kissing my ass, but it's like maybe because they're young. I don't know, but it's like I'm getting the attention that it'd be great if it was from different people, you know, like not from these little high schoolers, you know, that still have homework to do and are probably going on spring break soon.
Okay, I was gonna say spring break. I was like, that brings a lot of flashbacks. Yeah. So like I want to close it off with like so you are getting like a lot of I wouldn't say unwanted attention, but like a surge of attention, right?
Yes, that I've never experienced
that
before.
You've never experienced
it before.
So going forward with your career in acting, modeling, whatever, since that's gonna like escalate a lot, like you get more followers, you get more recognition. Do you think like the advice Poudii gave you, like, oh, don't hit everyone back and like filter out like the weird people? Do you think you're gonna, you know? I don't even know the word to describe me. I give so many people the benefit of the doubt because I know what it feels like to be the underdog. So I feel like until I get to the point where there's so many messages that I literally can't keep up, I'll probably always respond. Okay. Because right now it's not like I have so many followers and DMs where I see them all. Like I'm not popping like that to where it's like there's 100 unread DMs. And no, like I see everything. And so for me, as long as I have the time and before my following's that big, like I would love to interact with people because, you know, you see so many celebrities that don't. And like Justin Bieber, for example, he gets tens of thousands of comments. He can't respond to all those. But when I'm getting like 60, even if it's 1,000, you know, you can still, depending on your time. And so I feel like I love Poudii's advice and him as a person. He's a great person and he's been such a good friend to me. But I'm going to take the advice, but I can't say that I'm not going to respond to people. That's just not my character. I feel like I always want to interact with people, see how they're doing, and help in any way I can, you know? Yeah. I feel like the reason you guys clicked and the reason you're so good in his videos is because that, like, I like him because he's very, like, the things, like, he does, just, like, the little things. Like, he sees a homeless guy that he saw, like, 2 months back. He's like, hey, OG, let me go buy you this. Let me go buy you that. It makes you feel good watching it. And, like, I feel like that genuine factor of like YouTube and just the internet in general is fucking gone. I mean,
that is gone. And the thing about him that I love, he's so genuine. Like, and I've even told him, like, the fact that he basically like put me on in a sense, I was already doing things on my own, but the fact that he was so kind to want to help me and want nothing in return, it's like with my career, like you don't meet people like that will help you with not wanting anything in return. So the fact that he was so willing to, he knew like, oh, she's an up and coming actress, this and the other. If she gets in my videos, I have this many subscribers, maybe that can help her career. And he wanted to do that. He enjoys helping people too. And so, you know, I'm forever grateful for him for even giving me more, I guess, clout, because it's like that also, that's a whole nother, like, he's given me something that my agency hasn't, you know, like he's given me like fans in a sense. And even though it's a small group of people, I'll forever be grateful for him for giving me a chance to really shine brighter than what I've really been able to maybe do on my own, you know. And it's just like how I said, you meet those people that are stepping stones. He's totally been a stepping stone to help me go further in my career. People will come to my page and say, oh, she has 1,500 followers, cool, instead of, oh, she's only got 1,000. You know what I mean? Even a little bit more. I hate that we live in a world where follows matter, but it does. Because if someone has a product and you have 1,000 followers and this next girl has 50,000, who are they going to choose? They may like the girl with 1,000 followers more, but this girl has 50,000 more people, 49,000 more people that they can target this product to. So follows matter, unfortunately. And so he's helped me in so many ways, and I'm just so grateful because you don't meet that, especially men that will help women without wanting anything in return. Like, he's a good friend, and I feel like it's rare to meet friends that, especially of the opposite sex, that just want to be your friend and have good times. Like, I don't know there's not many guys that, like, I don't know nowadays that just want to hang out and get to know you. Like, they just want to get straight to it. Like, let's go to the bedroom. They don't care to get to know you. They'll sleep with you and literally never talk to you again and not care what happens to you ever again. And it's like the fact that Poudii likes to do fun things that like when we went couch surfing, I was so high off life. I can't remember the last time I was high off life. Like, That's fun stuff, and I'm just so grateful.
It's like his videos are like always good feel type shit.
It's good feel, and it's funny, and it's humor that I connect with, because like I said, that humor that we have is not very common, and so the fact that he gets my humor and I get his, it's like, and we're friends. It's just it's a really good friendship. Yeah.
Literally, I don't subscribe to many people on YouTube.
I was never into YouTube before him. I didn't know. I wasn't. It's not like I didn't know who he was. I'm just not. I'm not on YouTube like that.
Yeah.
So he kind of got me more exposed to it, because I didn't even know. He's like Poudii. I'm like, I don't watch YouTube videos.
I'm not even gonna lie, like he's probably as best as it gets in terms of genuine type shit. I believe
that though, because even like I've seen videos and seeing what he does, like his humor is just so unmatched. And so when people say like, oh, best YouTuber on YouTube, I believe it. I mean, I haven't seen many YouTubers, but I believe it, because you see people that are trying to be something. He's not trying.
It's like a sense of community, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's interactive with his fans too. He tries to be. So sometimes you just don't make the cut. Sometimes you just get unseen or unread, but it's okay.
Yeah. I know how it is. Yeah. So, yeah. You know what? Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Jana Lipowski. Jana. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Lipowski.
Jana Lipowski. Her Instagram and her and like everything will be in the description.
Woohoo!
Yes, sir. It's gonna be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Google. It's gonna be on everything possible. So yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And
it was fun.
Did I like take your podcast virginity?
Oh my gosh, you did! Yes! Woo! I'm not a podcast virgin anymore. Woo! All
right. Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
Right. Okay.
High five. Found it.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Holy shit.
Cool.
Yo, that was dope.
Yeah.
That was really dope.